Okay, so what I'd like to do is I connected to the emulator with it, and the emulator is the Nexus 5 API 30 app. With this is what I ran with for this. So if you did your ABD your phone, pick a phone that you want to run your emulator with this, and I'm gonna click down on Run. I want to run the app right here with it. Again, it's going to run. Oh, good, it came up. So take turn, X, player 0, player O comes in, turn player O with it, and X again, player O, X, player O, and X. So this person loses with it as well. So here's what I want you to do. There's a lot of things you can do with this game with it. So this is one of the screenshots I asked you to take in your assignment in here with it. So if you zoom out in this document that I gave you, scroll down to the bottom right here, number 2. This is what I asked you to take a screenshot of right here. So make it legible for me that you could actually do this for me as well. So that's that. I also asked you to take a screenshot of the landing page when the page first starts out with it. So so if you want to run this again for me, hit run the app again. I ask you to terminate it, yes, and this is the first thing I want you to do is take a screenshot of this right here with your name and the app in here and paste it into this document right here for number 1. So you put this number 1 here and you play the game with somebody, and I want you, the X person, to win with this as well. So these are the 2 screenshots with it. There are other stuff that you can possibly do. You can modify this. Ways, if we had more time, you get into artificial intelligence with this. I want you to think of ways you can modify this game. One is to add AI to artificial intelligence to this, and have intelligence to this, AI to this, and you could actually do a lot of more things too on this as well with it, right? Intelligence to this, and make one of the player with it. That's more programming, right? Number 2, what else can you do this thing? Well, once the player wins, you can draw a line across it, right? Draw a line across the winning X and O's, for example. Okay, so that's one way you can do it with it as well. But this is just the bare minimum. I want you to think of ways you can modify this as well with it. We didn't have enough time to go into this thing with it. So I'm going to upload this document in here. Takes the screenshot and upload it for me. Okay, very well. This will conclude the video. Oh, hang on. What do you need to know for the exam? Well, again, need to know main activity.java, the things I talked to you about with that. Things. What else do you need to know? You need to know, how to add an XML file. All right, into it. Where you went to the path, right mouse click on values and select new and down resource with it, right? What are some of the closing tags? What are the closing tags? So if you had something like resources, you know that the closing tag always has a /, after it's like HTML, right? So that forward slash kind of tells itself a closing tag. Some things I asked you about was reserved words. What are some of the reserved words in Java? Okay, so some of the codings that we cover, I like to give you a list and ask you which one of these are not reserved, for example, right? What are the left and right curly brackets? Alright, when do they use? So, you write functions, that's what you use for them, right? How about parentheses? When do you use parentheses? So, when you're passing an argument, for example, right? Versus this is the scope of your variable. Right, so that's the type of stuff I want you to know. Everything I cover with you here is coding with it. I'm not going to get into too much computer science with you. This is way much in depth with it. I can make this 10 times harder than what it is with it, but this is just to expose you to understand how you design from this. Now, the last message I want to give to you, to talk to you about, is that you've been designing from code to layout. In reality, people will give you a layout and then you write the code. Alright, you're not there yet. Alright, so think about, UI, UX is my point. The interface, user interface / user experience, when they actually use this, think about that. Okay, I want you to think about that going the other way with it. Right now, you're only coding from code to design. In the future, you want to think from design back to code. Okay? So that's my last message to you on this project with it as well. Alright? Very well. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.